I pull up, roll the window down it. I pull up, roll the window down it. Yeah, I pull up, roll the window down it.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. Cause the love you give, you can't That's why I spend my life with you.
Hi, hotties, kettles, tea stirs. You're here for hot tea. All commentary is alleged, and in my opinion, this is for entertainment purposes only. Let's jump more into this Cal and Nostradamus debacle, because it's truthfully a lot to unpack, and I'm telling y'all, I'm going to be on this for a week and a half. Granted, I'm going to be talking about other topics as well, but right now, this is the meat and potatoes, because I'm thoroughly interested in what will be the outcome of this. And sidebar, Nostradamus probably isn't going to respond, because everything Cal is saying, in my opinion, is true. And I'm only basing that off of her track record. Now, I remember when Nostradamus were making a lot of purchases, and a lot of us were questioning, how is she able to make these purchases? And granted, we not pocket watching, right? I ain't pocket watching. Y'all probably was pocket watching, but I ain't pocket watching. I could give a fuck. But for content purposes, and because a lot of you guys were questioning, how is it that she's getting sued or in and out of the courtroom every other week, but she is out here making all of these purchases? And I even remember when she got a new warehouse, and it was a lot larger than the warehouse that she was in. And a lot of people were saying, you got so many bills, your overhead is so expensive. Why not operate on a small scale until you can pay off a lot of those debts before you continue forward in accumulating more debt? I mean, because doesn't that make the most sense, considering she had to pay a settlement when she claims it's because of her last COO was stealing money from her? So now she's stuck having to pay a $7 million settlement. So you would think a person that's stuck spending or having to pay off a $7 million settlement would try to be more strategic with their spending, but I am starting to realize what the actual problem is when it comes to Nostradamus, and it might be money management. So Cal said, I followed Stormy and the team back to Alabama after the most recent live to help pack and fulfill orders. Fulfilling $1 million worth of product from a single day is no joke, let alone the other accumulated orders that came rolling in after. He also says, during this trip, Stormy and I had some business disagreements, but nothing out of the ordinary, and certainly nothing extreme, especially for two executives of the fastest growing beauty company. We hugged it out after every disagreement and continually referenced our yin and yang mantra, a reminder that we're different but perfect complements for one another. I left to go home in California on Tuesday, July the 16th. After a few working days back home, the relationship was business as usual until Tuesday, July the 18th. Stormy and I had talked about her wanting to get business or to get a business valuation, a 409A. I agreed, of course, wanting to know how much value we created in the last year. I reminded Stormy about the importance of bookkeeping or keeping the books clean, and was immediately met with rage, like the switch flipped, rage that I hadn't been reminding her to do certain things she said she would do, rage I hadn't hired a CFO, rage that I was pushing back on some personal hiring decisions Stormy was suggesting. So just to make note, Nostradamus made her first 1 million in sales in one day with the help of Cal. And days after that, she wanted Cal to look into getting a 409A. Cal let her know about the bookkeeping and the importance of bookkeeping, and because of that, she was basically upset with Cal. I guess because Cal didn't hire a CFO like she wanted him to do, maybe, or Cal didn't do the bookkeeping or remind her to do the bookkeeping, or Cal didn't remind her to do her fucking role as a business owner and the CEO of Canvas Beauty. To me, when I read that, it was very alarming, because you did $1 million for the first time ever in one day, which is a huge accomplishment, granted, right? But I can't help but to think, if you just made $1 million in one day, how smart of you to go and purchase a boat, because that was also reported that Nostradamus had purchased a boat. So I need y'all to understand, Cal is basically saying they went from basically making $10,000 sales days to $100,000 sales days to $400,000 sales days to 1 million in one live, which means maybe more in that whole day, and then 1.1 million in a live, which means more in that whole day. Sidebar, Nostradamus have a $7 million debt, along with a bunch of other debts that she had to have settled. I can't help but to think that that $1 million isn't 1 million in total profits, and people still need to be paid. Vendors still need to be paid. Bills still have to be paid. And truth be told, when you're a business owner, you pretty much know you're the last person to get paid at the end of the day. But what it seems like to me, Stormy made sure she and her husband were the first people to get paid out of the business. And again, everything is all alleged. I really don't know. But it's starting to look like those $4.99 cash apps were things that she couldn't afford, or that Tesla truck, or the boat, or the fact that she's looking for a home in California. And again, I believe she was enraged with Cal because she thought that he was taking care of all of these things when Cal had so many other responsibilities while being the COO of Canvas. And I also think Canvas Beauty is just a complete unorganized mess. And Cal had to come in and basically build the business up. And it's not a bad thing. And I don't understand why she isn't more appreciative and grateful of the fact that this young man helped her come in and being able to be basically make 6 figures in a day. I think that's awesome to be able to make 6 figures in a day. But I think your character is very poor enough poverty to think that you could do all of this alone and not have a team and truly have a solid foundation and a loyal foundation. And again, she did an interview with B. Simone, which we're going to talk about over on Live. And she basically said that one of her COOs was stealing money from her. And ultimately, the reason why she's in this $7 million lawsuit. Yet you get a man like Cal who literally turned your business up. And now look how you're treating him. And this to me is annoying, because although y'all try to say, oh, support black businesses, we cannot continue to support black businesses that will do things like this, because ultimately it tarnishes a lot of us. The fact that she would be able to do this to a person that built her brand, knowing how judgmental people could be of black people, how do you think that would look to others looking in to trying to help or fulfill black people in their businesses? So I put together a small little compilation of things that Nostradamus have basically purchased since she started making $400,000 days on TikTok. And I want y'all to get in the comment section and you let me know, do you think this has more to do with the fact that Stormy is not good at bookkeeping because she has a poverty mindset, in my opinion, and she doesn't understand debt to income ratio and how that's supposed to balance out? Because granted, you can make $1 million in a day, but depending on how many people you pay, how many debts you owe, you technically don't have or can't pocket that whole million within a day. And it seemed like she's accustomed of putting on a facade and splurging to keep up with the facade and not really doing any of the real groundwork that is needed to sustain wealth like we see others that are able to do this, because we have plenty black women that are in beauty, that are in business, that are clear examples of this, who we support. So I don't want to hear anybody say we're trying to bring down black businesses. We're simply wanting to hold accountable black businesses, because this could be a ripple effect for all black businesses.
I'm probably gonna just do a trip for my birthday and call it a wrap, and then I'm gonna be down for 2 weeks. In August the 15th, I go get I go get a breast reduction and a lift in LA. and I'm gonna be laying down for 2 weeks. Child, it's time. I'm not having another baby, but I am doing a surrogate. Can y'all can't hear me? I told y'all my phone over here glitching now. I'm not having another baby, but I'm gonna do a surrogate.
Happy Mother's Day.
Oh my God. Y'all, my damn jaw was on the floor. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's the fact that he got my dream truck less than a month after I said I loved it. Like, how somebody said this your last season? Oh, yes, ma'am. Congrats.
Yeah, I pull up, roll the window down it. I pull up, roll the window down it. Yeah, I pull up, roll the window down it.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. 'Cause the love you give, you can't
It's not.
In the case of anybody.
That's why I spend my life